On tonight's Fayette Prep Rally, the biggest game from the south side did not go our way. Whitewater could have really helped themselves, but Northgate was a little better. We'll tell you what that means for the Wildcats. Elsewhere, Sandy Creek and Fayette County hits friends and neighbors, but the Patriots are still big brother. Those highlights coming up, and we've got McIntosh too. Who else is bringing you action just from your county? It's us on Fayette Prep Rally in 30 seconds.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
Fighting doesn't work.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
Ignoring it doesn't work.
I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are two different things.
Punishment doesn't work. What does work is a Huntington Learning Center. By improving basic skills, we build motivation and confidence, and kids look forward to learning. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Your child can learn.
Comcast presents your source for Fayette County High School sports. This is Fayette Prep Rally.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Fayette Prep Rally, where we bring you your weekly high school sports program from around Fayette County High School action. I'm Brian Wise, joined alongside Nathan Shutter, year-round here on Comcast Channel 25. Catch us here weeknights at 6, 8, and 10. And Nathan, the state playoff picture is beginning to come into focus as we get to our keys to the weekend, and the Cats, they just can't hold on.
A tough loss for Whitewater. They lose to Northgate 27-24. Whitewater actually led 17-0 at the half in this ball game.
And the Pats streak stays intact.
Yeah, big win for Sandy Creek. They defeat Fayette County in a little non-region action, 31-0. That's 38 straight wins for the Patriots.
The Chiefs fall at home.
A tough loss for McIntosh. They actually jumped up 7-0 early in this game, but couldn't hold off Upson-Lee as they fall 13-7. Upson-Lee looking to get into that region playing game, and they got the win that they needed.
All right, well, let's jump straight to the highlights, and we start with the showdown between Whitewater and Northgate with a trip to the Region 3 championship game on the line. Opening drive of the first quarter, it's John Mark Rhodes back to pass. He gets flushed out of the pocket and decides he's going to scramble, and he's going to take the ball all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That would set up a 28-yard field goal by Austin Bernard to give the Wildcats an early 3-0 lead. That field goal capped an 80-yard, 10-minute-plus opening drive.
Wildcat defense would force a 3-and-out for the Vikings on this great defensive play by Jake Carlson, who knocks the pass down.
On the ensuing possession, the give is to Trey Wofford, who cuts back through a hole, is going to head down the sideline. He finally gets brought down from behind as he comes into your living room. Later in the drive, the give is to Wofford again, straight up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. Wildcats up 10-0 second quarter.
On the second half kickoff, Northgate's Peyton Usher with the return. The ball gets stripped coming up by the Wildcats. The fumble is recovered by Colton Clemens, and Whitewater are threatening early in the second half.
A few plays later, the give is to Kendall Conley, who shoots through the middle from a few yards out. Touchdown, Whitewater. They lead 17-0. On the ensuing Vikings possession, it's Britt Masuka. Drops back to pass, throws complete to Peyton Usher from 36 yards out, and the Vikings are on the board, trailing 17-7.
After recovering an onside kick, Northgate with the ball. Masuka back to pass, throws deep down the left side, and a diving catch made by Brandon Faison. Vikings back in the game, trailing 17-13.
Later in the quarter, the handoff is to Alex Lakes. He's going to get around the edge and dive into the end zone. And the Vikings now in the lead heading into the fourth quarter, 20-17. Fourth quarter, the handoff is to Usher, who dives in from 3 yards out, and the Vikings lead by 10, 27-17. Whitewater didn't give up as they added a field goal to cut the lead to 3, but the onside kick attempt would fall right into the hands of Northgate, and that would do it, and they would fall 27-24. Nathan, that was a tough second half and a tough loss. What does this mean going forward for Whitewater?
Well, this means there's nothing guaranteed when it comes to the state playoffs. A win versus Northgate on Friday night would have put Whitewater in the region championship game, where even if they were to lose, they would have been guaranteed the number 2 spot and a home field game in the first round. As it is now, they're going to have to win their region playing game this Friday night. They are at home, which is good. They're taking on the Griffin Bears, but the state playoffs begin this week for Whitewater. They have to win this game to get into the state playoffs. It all starts now. A lot of teams have one last regular season game to kind of fine-tune things. Whitewater has to win Friday night to get into the state playoffs.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that. Let's get back to the highlights. And Fayette County put a scare into Sandy Creek last season before falling 10-0 at the Battlefield. So could the Tigers pull a monumental upset at home this time around? First quarter, the pitch is going to go to Delvin Weems, who mishandles the ball. On the recovery is Braylon Cook. After 1 quarter, the score is tied at 0. Second quarter now, Cole Garvin back to pass, fires a bullet over the middle to Damari Kitt, who has separation. Kitt is untouched into the end zone, 64 yards, and the Patriots are up 7-0.
On the ensuing kickoff, Trevis Edwards fields the ball on a bounce. He's going to find a hole and break a couple of tackles, headed up the sideline before finally being knocked out on the other side of the 50.
The Tigers would be forced to punt. Damari Kitt back to receive. Kitt's going to find a hole here as he works his way around. Get a little burst of speed. Down the sideline he goes. One man to beat. Going to cut back across the field into the end zone. 77-yard punt return for a touchdown. The Patriots now lead 14-0. Next Patriots possession, it's Garvin back to pass. Complete on the slant route to Jaquay Williams, who gets brought down around the 5-yard line.
That would set up this 5-yard touchdown run by Eric Swinney. Sandy Creek cruising 21-0 at the half.
Third quarter now, Patriots are driving. Garvin back to pass again. Rolls out of the pocket, throws downfield. Jumping in front of the pass is Torrey Davis, who gets the interception for the Tigers. Fourth quarter, Sandy Creek threatening. Play action, Garvin drops back, gets sacked by Torrey Davis. Back at the 13-yard line, that would set up this 29-yard field goal. And the Patriots lead 24-0. Sandy Creek would add a late touchdown and win by the final score of 31-0. And Nathan, this is Sandy Creek's second season here in 3A. Would they be state title contenders in 4A?
Yeah, I think Sandy Creek would be a state title contender in any classification, even 5A. They have the talent. They had D1 guys all over the field. I mean, they won the 4A state title 2 years ago. I think classification football is a little overrated. You know, the move down to AAA was for other sports, the benefit of some of the smaller sports that Sandy Creek competes in. And football, they can compete with anybody. They would have probably won the region this year in 4A, and they would definitely be a state title contender in 4A and possibly even 5A with the amount of talent they have on the field.
Yeah, you don't win that many games in a row by accident. All right, it's time now to check in on the McIntosh Chiefs, who are looking to rebound from last week's loss to Fayette County as they played host to playoff hopeful Upson-Lee. First quarter of the game, Upson-Lee with the ball. Quarterback Corey Moss with the option keeper finds a nice hole and gets down near the 20-yard line. Later on in the drive, it's 4th and goal for the Knights. It's Moss rolling out to his right, looking in the end zone, throws out of bounds, and the Chiefs make a big hold.
McIntosh will take over. It's Andrew Johnson rolling to his right, and he finds Shane Wilson in the flat, who turns it upfield for the first down.
Later in the drive, it's Johnson on the quarterback keeper. Finds a huge hole on the right side. He's off and running. Johnson will finally get brought down inside Knights territory. And then a few plays later on that same drive, it's Johnson with play action. Back to pass, throws complete in the end zone to a wide open Brian White, and the Chiefs are up 7-0 in the first quarter.
On the ensuing kickoff, Xavier Harris is going to field the kick, and he's going to find a seam and break loose from the would-be tacklers in a foot race to the end zone. And Harris is going to win this one. 87-yard return for the touchdown. After the missed PAT, Chiefs lead 7-6.
Now in the second quarter, Upson-Lee deep in their own territory. Moss with the option keeper finds a hole, heads for the sidelines. No one is going to catch him. 90 yards on the run, and the Knights take a 13-7 lead over the Chiefs. McIntosh looking to answer. Johnson back to pass, throws complete out to Jake Turner, who fights after making a great catch with a defender on his back. Chiefs in business here on 4th down, though. Johnson with the keeper is stopped short of the first down line. The Chiefs drop a tight one on senior night, 13-7 against Upson-Lee. That was a tough loss for McIntosh. Any positives out of the game?
Yeah, another good performance by the Chiefs. They fought hard in this ball game. I mean, coming off that lopsided loss to Fayette County, a lot of teams might have folded up shop for the season, but they came out and they fought hard. They played Upson-Lee really tough. Upson-Lee needed a win to kind of secure that number 3 seed in the sub-region to have their chance to get into the state playoffs, so they had a lot to play for. McIntosh not necessarily had a lot to play for. Pride, senior night, they came out and took it to them, got that 7-0 lead, just couldn't quite hold off the Knights in this ball game. But another great effort from McIntosh, like we've seen all season long. This team, they fight hard till the end.
That's right. Well, now let's take a recap of the last week's action, and we start things off with the Starr's Mill Panthers.
Yeah, Starr's Mill, they lose to Harris County 28-21. Panthers led 21-7 at the half. John Smith scored 3 first-half touchdowns, 7, 14, and 13-yard runs. Tiger defense really stepped up in the second half, and their offense came to life. One game left on the schedule. You know Starr's Mill doesn't want to finish below 500. They have a chance to finish 5-5. That will be their goal Friday night.
The Bobcats.
Yeah, they defeat Whitfield Academy 45-0. Adam Rose scored 5 touchdowns in this ballgame, 3 rushing and 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns. The defense held the Wolfpack to just 93 total yards of offense. One last game to play. Bobcats have a chance for their second straight winning season. That'll be their call on Friday night.
Landmark Christian.
They defeat Strong Rock 35-0. Nice shutout win there for Landmark Christian. They finished 3rd in the sub-region. They will travel to Wesleyan for the region playoff game on Friday night. Win and they're in the state playoffs. Lose, the season is over. A matchup of 2 very potent offenses will be a very stiff challenge for Landmark Christian, having to go on the road. But 2 very good offenses. Should be a very fun game.
Now Landmark Christian is still alive for a playoff spot. Can they get it done?
Well, it's going to be a tough game. Wesleyan really probably should be playing in the region championship game. Their only region loss of the season was to Holy Innocents when their starting quarterback, Will Anderson, was injured. They lost that game 14-7. A tough loss for Wesleyan, and probably is not good for Landmark that Wesleyan is in this game. It's going to be a very tough game. 2 very good offenses. But the good news is you play the game Friday night. It's on the road, but Landmark Christian can definitely get this done. They get a turnover or 2 and slow down the Wesleyan offense. They can definitely win this game.
All right. Well, we look forward to that. And that'll do it for this week. 1 week left, so catch us back here on Comcast Channel 25 next week for more game highlights and features. And be sure to like Fayette Prep Rally on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter to see what's happening on the show. For Nathan Shutter, I'm Brian Wise. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, we'll see you under the lights.
Grab some wood there, bub.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
Fighting doesn't work.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
Ignoring it doesn't work.
Ma, I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are 2 different things.
Punishment doesn't work. What does work is a Huntington Learning Center. By improving basic skills, we build motivation and confidence, and kids look forward to learning. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Your child can learn.